Jackson on the drive, kicks it out for man. Man, three-pointer, bang! Oh, what a man!
Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12, good!
Here's Michael at the foul line, a shot on Elo, good! The Bulls win! They win it!
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ,
Throwing up over Bell, ball away. Yes! Yes! At the buzzer, he does it! Was there ever a doubt? A Smith screen, Mosey will defend. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life.
It's a physical game. Oh, man, a monster jam by Blake Griffin.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another post-game recap for the 2022-23 season. You already know the drill. Make sure to subscribe to Dime Dropper on YouTube for all LA sports and NBA content, especially NBA history. You already know the deal. Lakers and Spurs tonight. Only game on the agenda. Going to probably peek around the league at the scores. And if people want to come up and talk, I'm going to give people the opportunity to do that tonight as well. Super chats are turned on if you want to drop $1 or a dime. And, of course, you can also find me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at Dime Dropper and Twitter and Instagram at Dime Dropper. So at Dime Dropper Pod on Twitter and Instagram. So go follow your boy. Lakers and Spurs tonight was a pretty special game. I know I haven't done a Laker recap in a while, but Anthony Davis was back in this one after being out for over a month. And Rui Hachimura made his debut for the Lakers. So I'm going to be talking about that. The game was against the San Antonio Spurs in this one, and the Spurs are not a very good team. They're 14th in the West, so this is, in my opinion, a must-win game for the Lakers. They got 38 games left going into this one, and you got to take advantage of those easy wins. And the Spurs have lost to the Lakers 3 times already this season. Lakers were going for the sweep, and the starting lineup actually didn't change. Anthony Davis and Rui Hachimura came off the bench. So Anthony Davis being on a minutes restriction, he played 26 minutes tonight. We heard that before the game. So he came off the bench. It was only his 6th game in his entire career in which he'd come off the bench. The last time he did it was in 2013. So it's been a minute. The Spurs went with Trey Jones, Keita Bates-Diop, Jeremy Sohan, the rookie. Pretty impressive athletically, but cannot shoot the ball, and every single team knows it. And the Lakers knew it tonight, gave him so many jump shots. Literally, we're giving him wide open 12-footers. I mean, y'all grill players from back in the day saying people couldn't shoot back in the day, but there were not many forwards, even if you go back to the 60s, in which you're giving them wide open free throw line jump shots. But Keita Bates-Diop, Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson, and Jakob Poeltl, and LeBron started out a little bit slow in this game. You know what's funny? It was actually Patrick Beverley who scored the first 6 points for the Lakers. And the only thing I think the Lakers were doing well in the first quarter was getting to the foul line. They were doing a good job getting to the line. Patrick Beverley, Dennis Schroeder, Anthony Davis when he came in. But other than that, they were turning the ball over way too much. And the fact that the Lakers won this game 113-104 and turned the ball over 19 times. I think 20 actually it ended up being 20 times, and they still won the game by 9 is a testament to that the San Antonio Spurs are just not a very good team. But they had 6 of those 20 turnovers in the first quarter, 2 by LeBron and 2 by Patrick Beverley. The San Antonio Spurs, by the way, when we think San Antonio of the last, 20 years, they're usually pretty good at shooting the 3-ball percentage-wise. This season, they're in the bottom 8 alongside the Lakers shooting the 3-ball. And with guys like Sochan and Jakob Poeltl's not a shooter. And then Trey Jones, the Lakers were going underneath every screen. Dennis Schroeder was guarding him to start the game, and he was going underneath every single screen. So clearly they were inviting him to shoot as well. But Keldon Johnson is really the danger man for the Spurs. And Devin Vassell, who's injured, I haven't seen him in a long time, but Keldon Johnson is the danger man. He is a bucket. And the funniest thing was, after seeing Patrick Beverley guard Kawhi Leonard last night, we see Patrick Beverley guarding Keldon Johnson, again, taking the challenge of guarding the first option, but it's also just like a sign of how tough it is right now for the Lakers. It's just very tough for them. They just don't have size. They don't have length. They don't have wings. And LeBron James, I thought in the beginning of the game, he was cold, but Russell Westbrook and him, man, they weren't playing. Neither of them played a lick of defense in this game. And to me, you can't give me the LeBron excuse that he doesn't have AD and he has to carry such a big offensive load. Of course, he's going to have to do a lot offensively, but Anthony Davis is back. And even though he played limited minutes, he was still out there and you can still throw him the ball. And now you also have Rui Hachimura, a guy who you saw the Lakers go to late in the game for a bucket as well. Hold on one second, guys. I'm going to play with this fucking, like, the light and the green screen and shit because it's kind of being annoying. So excuse me for 1 second. I paused the audio. This shit's kind of pissing me off. Too much. I think that's good. Let me see my face. Let me see. My face is messed up. I'm going to change the light real quick. Do not be going anywhere. Cold light. Let's see how that's working. All right. We good. We chilling. We gooch. We gooch here, baby. Okay. So whack. Fuck it. We going with 46 and we riding. We riding. All right. All right. Yeah, that's good. Get right back to it. A 13-1 run was made by the Spurs to take a 24-16 lead because the Lakers were just turning the ball over too much. LeBron was getting a little reckless. Pat Bev and Dennis Schroeder threw some bad passes. But then Anthony Davis and Rui Hachimura came in with the score 16-24 in favor of the Spurs. They received a nice ovation from the Laker faithful. And as I said, they were getting to the line a lot in the first quarter. That's the one good thing the Lakers were doing, and they were weathering the storm. Thomas, the Lakers are going to play defensively. Thomas Bryant was in drop coverage, but overall the Lakers, they weren't really being the Spurs weren't running a ton of high ball screens. There was a lot of curls for Keldon Johnson and stuff like that. And in the beginning, Patrick Beverley could not guard Keldon Johnson. I mean, it was just when he's closing out on him and Keldon Johnson gets a step and he's got Patrick Beverley on the side of him. I mean, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing for him. He's like 6'7". But man, in the first quarter when Russ came in, and I would say in the whole game, this continued. But Russell Westbrook's defense, and this is coming from a big Russell Westbrook fan, absolutely appalling. Not even trying. Like, there's one thing to die on screens, but, like, man, he's, like, committing suicide on screens or something. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. He's not even trying, dude. And he's just totally out of some plays defensively when there's a second effort needed and a scramble. There was one play today. I didn't know that Zach Collins got ejected from a game for hitting Russell Westbrook and making him bleed earlier this season. But Russell Westbrook gave an old school retaliation in this one. He was switched on to Zach Collins and just wrapped him up and threw him to the ground with no intent on getting the ball. He was called for a flagrant one. And here's one thing I'll say, though, about Russ, going back to seriousness about basketball. There were so many times where he was so behind on the screen, and because Anthony Davis is so incredible, he was able to make the ball handler second guess taking a floater, pull it back out, and the Lakers had a late switch. And then Russell Westbrook would be guarding Zach Collins, though, and that would have a mismatch. It wasn't like the Lakers wanted to switch that. It's because Russell Westbrook was so behind and dying on the screen that Anthony Davis stepped up. They pulled it back out, and he would switch on to somebody. And there was even a time where AD was guarding Trey Jones on the perimeter. Trey tried to go by him, and Anthony Davis sent that shit out of bounds. AD had 4 blocks in his return tonight. It was just amazing. His help defense is impeccable. It makes such a difference for the Lakers. And Rui Hachimura, I was really paying attention to him defensively in this game tonight. And it was just like I remembered. I think one of his weaknesses is going to be that laterally he's not great. But here's the thing. Even if he gets blown by here and there, with having Anthony Davis out there is such a big safety blanket, and when you have Anthony Davis in front of you and a 6'8" guy right on your back as opposed to like a 6'2", that's a lot of size out there, taking away shooting angles, taking away space. Rui Hachimura also had some nice moments of help defense. Overall, there weren't many points that were scored because it was his fault on defense. I remember one time Keldon Johnson took him to the rack, but overall, very solid defensively. He did his thing, and just having another body out there is absolutely huge, a big body. But the Lakers allowed Zach Collins to score 6 points in the first quarter. And one thing that was a real struggle for the Lakers in this game throughout was the rebounding. Offensive rebounds were big time in favor of the Spurs, 17-11. Overall, the Lakers out-rebounded the Spurs by 8, 56-48. But the offensive glass, guys like LeBron, Thomas Bryant, Anthony Davis even, and I'm saying that with AD having gotten 12 rebounds and LeBron having gotten 9, there were still many times where those two, Thomas Bryant, didn't box out or just didn't get allowed their man to get an offensive rebound over them. So the Lakers, at the end of the day, your stats can look good, but there's so many possessions. The Spurs shot 106 shots tonight. The Lakers shot 90. Man, they shot 100 plus shots. That's like 1960s type. So the fact that Anthony Davis got 12 rebounds in that many minutes is great. The fact that no one else got 10 rebounds when there's 100 shots up, is my point. The rebounding was a little suspect. The rebounding and the turnovers gave the Spurs 16 extra shots. They just don't have very many three-point shooters. And Josh Richardson went 1 for 6 from deep tonight. And Doug McDermott went 1 for 4 from 3. But I have to say, and that leads us into the second quarter, Max Christie, who besides Russell Westbrook, AD, and Rui Hachimura, was the only other player to play significant minutes off the bench for the Lakers tonight. They went with a 9-man rotation, staggering AD and LeBron for the most part. There was only small minute stretches where they were out together. And I do think that it's tough right now for Darvin Ham. He was running the 3-guard set, Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, and Pat Bev all at once for a little bit. And he did it to close, but I'm going to get into that later. But he ran that lineup, and it's not great, obviously. But without Austin Reeves, without Lonnie Walker, who else is he going to play? You know what I'm saying? Max Christie, he got 24 minutes in this game. That's a good amount. Rui Hachimura was his first game, so you don't expect him to get more. He's not going to get 30 minutes his first game. He got 22. I think he'll grow into it. And overall, it didn't bite the Lakers in the ass that bad yet. But against the better opposition, against a team like Boston, yeah, it may be problematic to play 3 guards all at once. But overall, and by the way, not a sellout tonight for the Lakers. 94% attendance reported by ESPN. So that is rare in a game in which LeBron and Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook played, that the Lakers did not sell out. I think it says a lot about the Spurs right now, but fuck. I want to continue with Westbrook, though. His defense was atrocious. And offensively, he wasn't great either. He had a good ending to the game. But throughout the game before that, he was missing shots around the rim. He was missing mid-ranges. The defense is going to give him shots all day long. And every time Russ takes a 3, it's like, oh my goodness. You're just totally bailing out the defense. 0 for 3. He had one of those meme-worthy bank shots on the left side of the court where it didn't even hit the rim. He does have some really nice passes, though, I will say. He did still have some nice dimes and nice feeds to AD. He had 4 assists in this one, but 3 turnovers. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't playing a lick of defense. So overall, tonight, I think Russell Westbrook was a negative, and the plus-minus actually does back that up. He was a -10. His defensive effort, is just crazy. But second quarter, Keldon Johnson started playing better. But Anthony Davis, he was back and finishing plays. He was on the offensive glass. He was rolling to the basket well. When he was getting the ball within 6 feet, he was making nice, quick moves, turn over the right shoulder, little one-handed fallaways, and finishing plays, point blank, finishing plays. He's a lob threat. If there's a scramble, he gets the ball into the basket. He's going to finish. But Patrick Beverley, Dennis Schroeder, these guys in the first half, they weren't really hitting threes. especially Patrick Beverly in the first half. They just weren't hitting threes. Pat Bev had this 1 3 from the right wing. He was open for days, couldn't hit. And then LeBron had a stretch also in that second quarter where he had 6 straight points. He had a dunk, had a layup, but funny enough, he's coming off the best 3-point shooting game of his career with 9 threes, a career high. And he didn't hit a 3 in the entire first half. And I thought Rui Hachimura had a decent stint. He had his first free throw. I just talked about his defense, but he had his first point on a free throw. He had a basket in transition on a really nice LeBron bounce pass. And he had 5 points in the first half. LeBron at halftime had 10 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, and 2 baskets off a mid-range, 1 pull-up, 1 off a little pick and pop with Russ. I thought that LeBron was decent. I just felt like the Lakers at halftime, they were down by 1 point, 54-53. I just never thought that the game was in question. I just thought that because Anthony Davis was back, that just adds a level of seriousness defensively. And Patrick Beverly, the one thing I have to say, he had a solid, very solid, besides not making his threes in the first half, he had a very solid half. His defense was active. Even though he got scored on a couple times in the first quarter, he was still active on D, takes charges. He's out there playing hard. He's out there not giving the offensive players an easy task. The problem is he shouldn't be guarding the opposing team's best wing. He should be guarding the second option or the best guard. But the thing about Bev is he's not going to quit. He's not going to quit. And also Dennis Schroeder. I mean, this guy's effort on defense is no different than that 2021 season from what I'm seeing so far. He still picks up full court. He still does a really solid job when he's switched on to bigger guys. He had a beautiful block on Jakob Poeltl tonight in the post. That's a 7-footer. I remember when I went to the Celtics game against the Raptors, you can even see it. It's in the vlog when I went for my graduation in Boston. Dennis Schroeder was guarding Siakam in the post, and he locked him up. Now, I remember talking to my friend about it. What's Siakam doing wrong? Why does he look so ass in the post? What should he have done better there? And it was obviously a lack of post game in that moment from Pascal Siakam. But I've learned now watching Dennis Schroeder, he's pretty good at guarding bigger guys in the post for his size. And you saw that all night tonight. But the Lakers having 9 turnovers at the half negated all this really solid play from AD, Dennis Schroeder's defense, Patrick Beverly's defense. Patrick Beverly having 6 points in the first quarter, Rui Hachimura having 5 points, none of that mattered. But I want to give a shout out to someone else, Max Christie. He did a really good job the whole game, chasing Doug McDermott around screens and just staying attached. Got to give him a hand. I haven't seen him play much, but in these first 2 full games I've watched the last 2 nights, I can see that he is a tenacious and intelligent defender. So there's always room on the court for guys that can guard. And not only that, shot only 2 shots. They were both threes, and he made one of them. So this guy maybe should start getting more minutes. I don't know. Laker fans, you tell me what you think of him in the comments, because first impressions, I like what I see. Halftime, though, Lakers down by 1. I, as a neutral, don't think that I should be worried for the Lakers not winning this game because they have AD and LeBron, and they're at home. And I see some good things defensively. They just got to take care of the ball. Spoiler alert, they did not take care of the ball any better. And in the third quarter, it was a stalemate, 28-28. I thought LeBron threw some really reckless passes tonight, just unnecessary. There was one outlet he threw that just had no chance of connecting. And already when the Lakers had turned the ball over so much, he just threw it full court pass out of bounds. But for all those passes, he had 6 turnovers. He had 11 assists, and some of them in transition were just beautiful, including this one in the third quarter to Thomas Bryant, who I thought did a great job running the floor tonight and honestly had a much better defensive game. He had a beautiful block in the first quarter and had some nice contests at the rim. Last night against us, he didn't really contest much at all, but tonight he was better in that respect. And LeBron James had this beautiful 200 bounce pass to him in the pocket between 2 guys. He finished to the dunk. And I thought Patrick Beverly, I was really having a good game because his 3-ball started falling. He was energized on defense, and he had 2 fantastic finishes. One where Jakob Poeltl was switched on to him. He stopped and had some nifty footwork and finished with a left-handed scoop off the glass. Really tough shot. And then another one where he was on the right side of the court running the pick and roll, rejected the screen, went baseline all the way for a layup. So Patrick Beverly, who I obviously I'm going to shit on because I didn't like the way he was coming at us in the play-in game last year, and obviously it's tough to see him in purple and I'm sorry, Yeah, purple and piss, because these yellow Laker jerseys are not those nice purple and gold jerseys that they used to have. These ones from the LeBron era are ugly, and I know some Laker fans agree with me on that. But Pat Bev had a really solid game. Got to be one of his better games with the Lakers so far. I mean, 18 points, 2 rebounds and assists, 2 steals, a block, 6 for 12 from the field, and 3 for 7 from deep. I mean, that's a really solid night in 24 minutes of play. That's a really solid night. And, there's a lot of things that Bev does that just don't go in the stat sheet. I mean, he's the one that's taking the challenge of guarding Keldon Johnson most of the game. And Keldon Johnson was 9 for 20. I mean, that's a very good game, 25 points. But at the end of the day, Keldon Johnson didn't scare the Lakers at any point. It was never scary. And Patrick Beverley, he did overall hold his own enough for the win. He held his own enough for the win, and he had a good game. But the Lakers just weren't rebounding in that third quarter. Again, I'm going to call it out. LeBron, Anthony Davis, Thomas Bryant, not good enough in that respect. Thomas Bryant, I think, even though I'm going to give him credit for some nice contests around the rim, there were a couple times in transition where the Spurs got open threes because Thomas Bryant wasn't communicating with somebody. So I was watching that, and now I'm going to have a magnifying glass on the Lakers the rest of the way. I see these things. Thomas Bryant, a couple times involved in actions where guys got open threes because he's not communicating on defense. Not even actions, just, talking in transition. Woof. LeBron James came out in the third quarter at the 3:27 mark. It's a pretty neck and neck game. Russell Westbrook came in, and man, I'll tell you this. Russell Westbrook took a three-pointer with 18 on the shot clock, and AD was in. Hachimura was in. I was just like, I can't even describe what he's thinking sometimes. I love Russ too. Like, I really love Russ. I don't want to sound like I'm hating, but what goes through that guy's head, man? I don't even know. 18 on the shot clock, and you've got AD having a really solid return game. Rui Hachimura doing his thing, whatever. But someone who was putting together a nice game through 3 quarters, and then like every other Spur pretty much disappeared in the fourth, was Jeremy Sohan. Even though he was a brick and people were leaving him wide open, he was 1 for 4 from 3. He was 6 for 14 from the field overall, had 14 points and 7 rebounds, including 3 offensive rebounds and a putback dunk in the third. He still found a way to be around the basket and finish, and that's because he's an athletic guy. And John Collins also was around the basket and finishing. It was just a presence all night. When Russell Westbrook was dying on those screens and was letting them late switch or forcing the Lakers to late switch, Zach Collins was taking advantage around the glass, around the basket, and even in the first half had a nice turn-and-face bank shot from the left side of the court like he was Timmy D. But AD was hitting nice shots around the basket, continuing and picking up where he left off in the first half, and also playing great help defense. When anyone got beat, he's right there. And the Spurs, I want to say, this was kind of the turn of the game. They were about to have a 4-point lead going into the fourth, and then they fouled Anthony Davis at half court at the end of the third quarter, and AD basically twisted his ankle, and AD basically twisted his ankle. Thankfully, he was okay. Hit all 3 free throws, and the Lakers were only down by 1 going into the fourth quarter. And in the fourth, I believe it was with Russ on the bench, the Lakers hit 3 threes in a row for a 9-0 run, and the momentum just changed. And I don't even think the Lakers stepped up their defense like crazy in the fourth. I think it was just they started hitting some threes. The crowd got into it. Now you get to set your defense. The momentum's going, and the Spurs got cold. Basketball is a game of momentum. Keldon Johnson, he got hot kind of at the end in garbage time, or not garbage time, but just making a little fake run time. But in the beginning of the quarter, Josh Richardson, these guys were missing mid-ranges, routine shots that they were hitting in the first 3 quarters. But overall, I think that's normal. They're not a very good team. It's law of averages. They were going to miss. And the Lakers, AD was just a standout. He was everywhere, man. On the glass, rolling to the basket. He's such a presence. So skilled around 6 feet with great touch. Those shots where he makes a quick move, one dribble to his left or right, usually to his right, and then he turns over that right shoulder. I think he's more comfortable turning over his right shoulder than his left. But I like when he gets into his moves quick and he's decisive. And the way he's been playing this season, much more decisive, much less dilly-dallying on the perimeter and not making the defense not bailing the defense out as much. And those 3 threes, by the way, first was LeBron James, right wing 3, made it 90-88. Then Dennis Schroeder in transition. And one thing I have to say about the Lakers the last 2 nights, Laker fans, you can comment on if this has been a consistent thing, but the Lakers are looking to push the pace a lot more off misses than I remember. And I think that's good because even though they have some older players, Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, very good in the open court. I mean, Dennis Schroeder he only had 3 buckets tonight, but 2 of them were in the first half on the break. One of them was such a beautiful crossover change of direction. Oof. But Westbrook, LeBron, great in transition. Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, really good in transition. Now you have another young cat in Rui Hachimura. So pushing the pace of the Lakers, not a bad thing. Max Christie as well, looking like it. And Anthony Davis, I mean, he's not bad in transition when he's rim running. But the third 3, Max Christie, made it a 9-0 run. LeBron went out at the 6:08 mark when the Lakers were already up by 10, and he returned at the 4:24 mark when they were still up 10. And Anthony Davis was blocking shots, affecting shots at the rim, just doing it all. And I have to say, besides the Spurs getting cold, Westbrook doing all this, someone I didn't mention, Troy Brown, I thought he was okay. He was pretty quiet, but he did hit 2 threes out of the 3 he shot. So you'll take that all day if you're a Laker fan. I thought his defense in the first half was not very good, but second half, much better. Weren't any mistakes because of him, in my opinion. He had 6 points and 7 rebounds on 2 for 4 shooting overall and 2 for 3 from deep. And yeah, Spurs went ice cold, and the Lakers got the job done. But I can't forget a couple more things. And then we're going to go to the live subscribers. But Rui Hachimura had a great fourth quarter. 6 points in the fourth. It started out with a transition 3 from the top of the key, and then got him the ball in that mid post. I love this. Let him isolate. He's not just, it's just like what I said in the video the other night. He's not just a spot up guy. Mid post against, I think it was Bates Diop, turn over the right shoulder, mid range, splash. And then got him the ball again. Turn and face, rip through going left, tries to dunk. You can see he's got that added pep in his step. He's got that, I'm a Laker now. I'm out of that cesspool in Washington that's toxic right now. I can be a bench player here and buy in because I'm playing with LeBron James, Anthony Davis. I'm with my boy Russ again. It was, if you're a Laker fan, it was great stuff. I'd be very excited about this, especially when Reeves and Lonnie Walker come back. The Lakers are one wing that can guard first options and also hit threes away from being back in the discussion with teams, in my opinion. I really believe that. But I also think Russell Westbrook, you can argue, is holding the team back. Now, I'm not going to say that he's having a bad season or anything like that because I think he's having a better season coming off the bench than last season. However, I haven't been watching Laker games as consistently, so I can't speak yet. I got to keep watching these games. But these last 2 games, tonight and yesterday, Russ was more of a negative than a positive in my eyes. But I will say he did close the game out well. And he scored 6 points in a row and got to the rim every time, turned the corner nicely, and finished. He was 4 for 12 before those 3 shots. He finished 7 for 15 for an efficient shooting night. But the 3 threes, again, I don't think he should shoot threes at all, especially when he has the ball off the dribble. If LeBron's giving the ball on a kick out or AD's giving the ball on a kick out, fine. I still think he shouldn't settle even then, but fine. If those are going to be the threes you take, that should be it. But the ones where he's taking it off the dribble or plenty of time on the shot clock or teams are just, they're going to go underneath the screen, doesn't have to take those. And even times where the ball is rotating for the Lakers, like he'll look someone off or like fake pass it to shoot a 3. It's like, bro, yeah, you're going to be wide open when you fake pass someone. They're definitely going to go the other way, because they really would rather have you shoot the ball, man. So, and then the defense. It's mainly because the defense. He can miss some threes here and there, but if he's efficient on offense, that's fine because he also play makes well. But defensively, for him not to try like that, that's net negative to me. Last thing I'm going to say, huge defensive play to me that sealed the game. Dennis Schroeder with a block on a corner jump shooter, and then Zach Collins got stuffed by Anthony Davis for his 4th block. I think that sealed it right there. The Lakers outscored the Spurs 32-22 in the fourth, and won it 113-104. LeBron James also had a very solid fourth quarter. I'm going to now read the lines. The Spurs shoot 38% from the field, 23.5 from three. Josh Richardson was 3 for 12 from the field and 1 for 6 from deep with 7 points and 7 rebounds. So he did not have a very good night shooting the ball. Former Lakers Stanley Johnson played 14 minutes, was 0 for 2. Doug McDermott, got to shout out Max Christie here. 3 for 10, 1 for 4 from deep. Had very few clean looks. So Max Christie, that's big part to him. And then Zach Collins, definitely the best bench player for the Spurs in this one. 16 points and 7 boards to go along with 2 assists and 2 steals on 6 for 10 shooting in 24 minutes of play. And then the starters, Trey Jones. It did not feel like he took 15 shots, but apparently he did. He only made 3 of them. He was 0 for 5 from 3. He had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. Did not have a very good game. Jakob Poeltl did not have a very good game either. 5 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on 1 for 4 shooting. And then I already said Sochan. Keita Bates-Diop, 11.7 boards on 5 for 10 shooting. He was good in transition. And then Keldon Johnson, 25 and 5. That's 5 rebounds. 9 for 20 from the field and 3 for 6 from deep. Really good player. Now the Lakers. Let's start with the bench boys. Max Christie, 24 minutes, 5 points, 4 boards. 1 for 2 from 3. Those were all his shots. He was a plus 13. Russell Westbrook, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, 7 for 15 from the field, and 0 for 3 from deep in 28 minutes of play. Rui, in his debut, 12 points, 6 boards, really solid performance, no turnovers. The only thing is free throws, 3 for 6 from the line. You want to see him shoot better than 50%. 1 for 3 from deep, but 4 for 7 overall. Love to see him isolate on that mid post. And Anthony Davis did make a funny comment after the game that he wasn't used to just standing in the corner watching someone work in the mid post. That wasn't LeBron. Rui Hachimura adding another element to this Laker team. Dennis Schroeder. Actually, I'm gonna go to Thomas Bryant first. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 for 3 from the field. Thought he was much better than last night. Had some good defensive plays. Ran the floor well on his 2 field goals. And LeBron James, gave him bunnies under the rim. Troy Brown, 6.7 boards, 2 for 4 from the field, and 2 for 3 from deep in 21 minutes. He was decent. Patrick Beverley, in my opinion, one of his better games of the Lakers. But again, I haven't watched as many Laker games this year. So Laker fans, you can tell me that. 18 points, 6 for 12 from the field, 3 for 7 from deep, and 3 for 4 from the line for Bev in 24 minutes and played really solid defense, just tried really hard. Dennis Schroeder, he's not a good catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. He's not. I've never been a fan of him shooting those shots. I think he should pass a lot more of them up. He was 1 for 6 from deep and 3 for 12 from the field. But man, oh man, he played so hard. He made a lot of big plays. He had 4 steals and 2 blocks to go along with 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. I thought he had his fingerprints all over this game. 38 minutes. He played more minutes than any Laker and any Spur, any player in the game. So Dennis Schroeder, I thought he was solid. Plus 15. Eye test backs it up. And then the main men, LeBron James. Thought he was absolutely appalling on defense. Did not give a shit. I think the 2 or 3 times he was guarding the ball, he actually did a decent job. There was one time in the first half when he affected one of Keldon Johnson's shots, and then he actually does a pretty decent job in the post because I think there are certain young bigs that are scared of LeBron because he's so strong and he lets you know the second you catch the ball in the post on him. You got to keep your composure against LeBron and keep your strength and stay strong and just go up with a jump hook, make a strong, decisive move. But he's got good hands, LeBron. He gets a lot of strips on guys that just are a little reckless or, don't keep the ball up high. He exposes a lot of lack of post game when he guards certain bigs. But I thought LeBron's rotations were just non-existent. And when he did rotate, he wouldn't even go up and contest. I don't think he even jumped to contest a shot tonight. I don't remember it once. And in transition, he was atrocious on defense. There were times where he'd literally leave Keldon Johnson with the ball alone, and he ran under the basket for a rebound or something, and Keldon made a 3. Russell Westbrook and LeBron definitely need to step it up defensively. And now that AD's back and now they have Rui Hachimura, LeBron doesn't need to do so much offensively. He needs to step it up on D a little bit, and this whole thing will change. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists for LeBron. His playmaking, that pass to Max Christie was such great misdirection. He totally sells his passes so well in the pick and roll, as well as anyone. 20 points, 9 boards, 11 assists for LeBron, but 6 turnovers. 8 for 20 from the field, so he didn't shoot very well tonight. 1 for 6 from deep. But overall, he definitely impacted the game. Lakers are not the same team without him. Don't get the win without him in 35 minutes of play. And the player of the game, Anthony Davis, the brow. 21 points, 12 rebounds, 5 of those offensive, 1 steal, 4 blocks on 7 of 15 shooting, and 6 for 7 from the foul line. 1 for 3 from deep. Another guy I think can do without the threes. 21 and 12 in 26 minutes of play and 4 blocks. He was everywhere. He was the difference. And the Lakers get the win despite 20 turnovers. And now the Lakers and the Clippers, after the Clippers play the Spurs tomorrow, thank you, Lakers, for tiring them out a little bit. Finally, the Clippers get to play a team in the back-to-back on the second night. Finally, the Clippers and the Lakers, after the Clippers beat the Spurs tomorrow, knock on wood, Lakers and Clippers are going away on their Grammy road trip in the East Coast. So it's going to be a huge stretch for both teams. So big time. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. But that's it for me tonight, y'all. Thank you for joining me. Now we're going to go to the live subscribers waiting oh so patiently in the chat. I did not expect this episode to go as far or be as long as it was. But hey, first Laker episode in a while. Rui Hachimura's debut with the Lakers. AD back. Went a little long. I apologize. But if you enjoyed it, let me know. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And thanks for joining me. Now to the live subscribers waiting patiently in the chat. Yes, sir. Super chat to turn on. If you want to drop a dollar or a dime, let's see the comments. What we saying, gentlemen? 21 people in the live tonight. Rage Man Rez says, "What's good? Drop. What's good, Rage Man?" Showtime Nick says, "I'll stop by and say hi, but I need to watch a rerun of the game before I actually tune in because I had a really busy day at work today. I also lost my headphones and I'm on the train now. Man, sorry for that." Hepatitis See you later says Rui Hachimura is a beast. Yeah, he's great. Man, this full Mazza. Hepatitis See you later says a lot of people killing Pat Bev, but Rob messed up by labeling him the 3-and-D wing. He's at his best chasing the small guard. Should never be on a wing full time. Absolutely agree with that. Nico Ortega says Sohan has actually been shooting good from 3 the past couple of games. Just didn't hit tonight. Okay. You a Spurs fan, Nico? Hepatitis See you later says AD's overall presence on defense was sorely missed. He's unreal. Enrique Rodriguez says, "What's up, y'all? We got to stop with these slow starts." Hepatitis See you later says Max Christie is a stud. Enrique Rodriguez says AD was on minutes restriction and still led the team in scoring and rebounds along with getting 4 blocks. Damn. Facts. Rowdy says, "Yeah, we are definitely struggling on the offensive glass, which is a stat that we lead in consistently in our championship year with AD and LeBron. Well, Dwight Howard and JaVale were big for that." Ernest Hernandez, good to see you, man. Says, "Good game yesterday, Dime. Y'all are playing some good ball. You were hard to defend. I liked what I saw from Hachimura, and AD looks healthy. Gotta go. It's getting late, but wish you well." Thanks, man. That was 25 minutes ago. Enrique Rodriguez says, "Russ got to be held accountable. Problem is he likely going to act like a bitch about it, and it's annoying." Yeah, dude. Some of his comments in the media and like the presser are really childish, man. Like there was one lady that was just complimenting him on like nice dribbling moves, and he got so happy like a little kid. It was weird. I just think can be kind of a baby, and I love the guy, but he can be kind of a baby. And Pat Bev, 18 points, says Enrique Rodriguez. Where was this against the Clippers? Oh, look, it's Edwin. What's up, Edwin? He says, correct. I wonder what that was for. 21 minutes ago, Phoenix plays Z. What's up, Phoenix? Thanks for showing the love consistently. Says Pascal was coming right back from injury that game with Schroeder. Huh? Oh, against the Celtics? Really? That was his first game back? By the way, big win for the Raptors tonight against the Kings. Needed that. Needed Sacramento to start losing games. I said that last night. Hepatitis See you later says Max is a stud. He's a rookie and doesn't make many mistakes on both sides. Good defender, even on bigger players, and always hits the momentum threes to secure a big lead. Wow, okay. Cameron Aselli says, "My boy, clean shave." Yeah, I do it to clean the pores, man. It looks so young, though, when I do it. Cameron Aselli says, need that dub tomorrow. Road trip is going to be tough. As long as we come back from it, plus 500, I'll be content. Yeah, I need that dub tomorrow. Absolutely. Hepatitis See You Later says Spurs want 2 first-round picks from McDermott and Richardson. LOL. Yeah. Allen said 3 guard lineups are horrible. Yeah, I agree. Phoenix Plays D says, so the Lakers are an OG Anunoby away from contention, or McHale or Wiggins? Yes, that's what I think. I do. 2A Dave says, easily Pat Bev's best game offensively. Feel you. Jeremiah says, why does Don do these so late now? Do I do these so late now? I've always done it these pretty late. I think tonight I was just a little behind on the game because I was on another podcast. Shout out to my guy BJ on the Pull Up Podcast. You guys should go subscribe to him, check him out. People hop on the mic and stuff. So show him some love. Show him some love for sure. So I was a little behind on the game. I had to rewind it. 2A Dave says LeBron takes a lot of plays off on D. Yeah, he has for years now. Cameron Haselli says, I think Wemby's going to be a Spur, man. I feel you, dude. I kind of feel that too. Trayvon Perry says, we need to play AD and Thomas Bryant together. Coach Ham got to do better. I feel you. Yeah, why not try that? I'm surprised they didn't go to that. Muhammad Ali. This is what you have winning the Premier League. Dude, it's looking like the Gooners are going to break the drought, man. It's looking like it. Although you can never count City out. Because of the World Cup break, we still got a lot of time left. I love the way Arsenal are playing. Mazza, sick of Dime hating me for no reason. Let's get a real take in there, Mazza, and then maybe I'll take you seriously. Cameron Aselli says, yo, Dime. What's up, Cameron? Phoenix Plays Z says, it was his second game back from shoulder surgery. He had a 25-minute restriction in that Boston game. The one in Boston? Okay. Ace Boogie says, would you rather have Morris or Rui? Definitely Rui, dude. He's younger, more athletic. Ace Boogie says, why does Clint Parks always throw shade at LeBron? Clint likes fundamentally sound players that are like mid-range masters. So guys like Kawhi, guys like Kobe. He doesn't like LeBron's bag. I know Clint. Like I know my boy trained with Clint. So that's the explanation. Phoenix Plays Z says, who would you prefer to play round 1 in the playoffs? I'm down to play Sacramento. I'm down to play New Orleans, Phoenix, Portland. I don't want to play the Lakers for different reasons. I don't want to play the Lakers. I don't play the Warriors. I don't want to play Luka in the first round. That sketches me out. But I don't think Luka can beat us either. I think we beat him 3 times. It'd be hilarious. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, go Lakers, AD, Rui MVPs. Phoenix Plays, he says, like, sub, comment for the algorithm. Yes, sir. Muhammad Ali says, yes, sir. Come on, you Gunners. Maybe we can get some more soccer content. Keep up the great work. Been subscribed for almost 3 years. Damn, really? Are you on Twitter? Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate that. You're a Gooner. Good luck to y'all, man, for real. Koi102 says, one of the biggest problems that Rui had in Washington was getting iced when he was heating up. The coaching changes definitely fucked up his development because Brooks loved Rui and Wes Unseld Jr. didn't. Yes, I agree with that. Good take. Cameron Aselli says, what are some deadline moves you want to see? I never want to see anything. I don't care. Whatever happens, happens. I would love to see Nas Reed get traded to the Clippers for like senior. W Top says, free Young Thug. Okay. Free Thugger. Daniel Berry Sports Lillard Clippers. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Lillard 60 piece was amazing. Yeah, shout out to Damian Lillard. 60 points tonight. Phoenix Plays he says, you agree that Giannis is the most flawed superstar in terms of creating in the half court? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably, but I'm not a huge fan of John Morant come playoff time in the half court either. Cameron Haselli says, and who would you be? Oh, LaMelo. Yeah. Cameron Haselli says, and who would you be most okay parting ways with? Yeah, Senior and Reggie and Wall. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says the LA Wizards. LOL. Yeah, facts. 4 of them. Phoenix Plays these says, I feel like I would rather have KD, Luka, Steph, Jokic, Kawhi, etc. in the playoffs over Giannis because the perimeter creation. I agree with all that. Just their scoring is just more skilled scorers. Simple as that. Not much else to say. Phoenix Plays he says Boston exposed the shit out of Giannis last postseason. Yeah, but the funny part is if he had Middleton, he still probably would have gotten away with it. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says trade Westbrook. Ace Boogie says TNT interviewing Daryl yesterday was embarrassing. LOL. Biggie Fan 21 says Miles / Buddy trade make Lakers a contender. No, it doesn't. I've never believed that trade makes the Lakers a contender. Hepatitis See It Later says Spurs always get the top pick when there's a generational big man. He's going to be a Spur. I feel you on that. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says Lakers dethrone the Grizzlies. They keep losing. That's facts. The Grizzlies are on a losing streak, and I love it. Phoenix Plays he says Miles Turner is not possible for the Lakers anymore. Let's check the scores around the league tonight. The Magic beat the Pacers. And by the way, Tyrese Halliburton's out. And I said in Locked On Clippers that if Tyrese Halliburton's out, the Pacers are like not even going to win a game. Since Tyrese Halliburton has been out, they're literally, I'm about to tell you, 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4, 0-5, 0-6, 1-6, 1-7 without Tyrese Halliburton. Like they're a joke without him. They're a one-man band. Philadelphia beat the Brooklyn Nets 137-133. And Philly continues to be great, but no Kevin Durant. So that's a good, loss for the Nets in terms of being right there. Kyrie Irving with 30 points and 10 assists on 9 for 15 shooting. Ben Simmons, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 dimes. Okay, on 5 for 7 shooting, and he started. Nick Claxton, by the way, is having such a great season, especially defensively. He'll be in the Defensive Player of the Year stakes for sure. Sweepstakes. 25 and 11 for him tonight on 11 for 12 shooting. Wow. Then Royce O'Neal, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. 32 points for former 76ers Seth Curry. Jesus. Then let's see. Tobias, 18 points. Embiid, 26 points, 10 boards. Didn't shoot well at all. Harden, 23 points, 7 dimes. 27 for Maxey off the bench. I've seen that kind of story before. Milwaukee beat Denver. And by the way, the resting around the league, dude, is so ridiculous. Like, oh my God, it's actually out of control right now. That's actually out of control. Phoenix Plays Z says Miles Turner literally doubled his trade value this season. Dude is peaking offensively and defensively right now. I feel you. My boy Spence, what's going on, Spence? He says, thoughts on Bob Myers, possibly a free agent this summer? Don't think that's going to happen. Lacob will pay him. Biggie Fan 21 says, what about Zach LaVine? No, especially with the way Zach LaVine's look, man. He's really an injury concern. Ace Boogie says Steve Ballmer looked like he was giving birth celebrating yesterday. Dude, that's just Steve. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says trade Hield and Turner. Clippers need Turner, but I saw he got hurt. Ace Boogie says Grizzlies getting exposed and Ben Simmons stinks. QA102 says, since you mentioned the Pacers without Hallie, how do you feel about the win share stat? Don't give a fuck about it. Phoenix Plays Z says, I'm upset. Apparently at last year's deadline, Brooklyn was about to trade Claxton for a protected first. Was about to trade Toronto Claxton for a protected first. They backed out of the deal last minute. Man. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says Steph and Seth showed out. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that I was watching the Laker game and not Memphis and Golden State. But the thing is, I don't learn anything about Golden State watching them in big games because they get up for those. The whole thing about the Warriors is, and I heard Jordan Poole had a game winner tonight, and Steph got ejected for throwing a mouthpiece. So, crazy stories around the league tonight. Cameron Aselli said, LOL, Clipper Daryl made a bet with Shaq. If we lose the next game against the Lakers, he's got to wear the purple and yellow suit. He's already worn that bullshit. Rohan, what's going on, man? I think, is that Rohan from Twitter, from the history chat? Says, imagine OG Anunoby on the Lakers. Perfect fit. No, Rohan L is not the one from Twitter. That guy Spencer says, everyone like and subscribe. You already know the deal. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says Kuzma on the Lakers better or Levine DeRozan. No, Kuzma. I like Kuzma coming back. Yeah, it'd be perfect. Cameron Hisselli says if the Lakers lose, Shaq's got to rep red and blue on TNT. Feel you. Phoenix Plays Z says, I'm going to smoke that Grizzlies pack after their second round exit this year. Steph's ejection was hilarious. I feel you. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, I'm going to Lakers OKC game. I want to see LeBron break record live. In Oklahoma? Phoenix Plays Z says Steph got ejected because he was triggered by Poole's shot selection, not giving him the ball. Insane. So Denver lost by 8 to the Bucks, and they literally rested everyone. It was insane. Such a joke. It should be a great matchup. And I hate how the NBA fan today is so, like, ridiculous. Like, people are like, it's a shame on the NBA for that scheduling. It's like, bro, no, man, just play one back-to-back. Fuck. Giannis at 33 and 14 on 9 for 15 shooting. 15 for 22 from the line. My God. Drew Holiday at 20. Pat Connaughton at 19 points and 12 boards. Chris Middleton played 15 minutes off the bench, 10 points. Okay, that's a good sign. At least he's playing. By the way, big win for the Timberwolves tonight in New Orleans by 9. And Brandon Ingram returned and was off in his return. 13 points on 4 for 18 shooting. CJ McCollum at 25, 5 and 8 assists. 9 for 17 from the field and 5 for 9 from deep. So looks like a great offensive night there for him. 12 points for Devontae Graham on 4 for 4. Pels losing, and I need the Pels to keep losing. They need to start slipping down. They're only 3 games over 500 now, so things are starting to go as planned. The Wolves are at 500 with 25 and 25 and had all 5 starters in double figures tonight, including 37 points and 6 rebounds and 5 assists for Anthony Edwards on 12 for 25 shooting and 4 for 10 from deep and 9 for 10 from the line. And Rudy Gobert got 17 points and 12 boards. Also a big win for the Hawks in Oklahoma City. Big win. They're now over 500. And all 5 starters with 18 points or more. Capella with 18 and 10 on 8 for 8 shooting. John Collins, 19 and 10 on 7 for 12 shooting. Bogdanovich, 24 and 4 on 7 for 11 shooting and 4 for 7 from deep. DeJounte, 21 points on 9 for 19. And then Trae Young, 33 points and 11 dimes on 10 for 20 shooting and 3 for 6 from deep. SGA at 36 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists on the other side on 13 for 22 shooting. He's just insane, SGA. The Thunder are 23 and 25. That's big time for the Lakers that they lost. Man. Hepatitis See You Later says, didn't Clipper Darrell get punched by a security guard? Yeah, he did. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, somebody needs to score 90 points eventually. LOL. Luka, Lillard, Mitchell. 90 points? Get out of here. Phoenix Plays Z says, shame on the players for not playing. That's some chicken shit. Facts. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, all 3 at 60 points higher this season. Disappointed Jokic didn't play. Phoenix Plays Z says, Anthony Edwards is Himothy. Kobe Fan 124 says, classic NBA now. The Nuggets play everybody against the depleted Pelicans last night, then use a marquee matchup against the Bucks as a rest game. Facts. Phoenix Plays, he says, Ant is the next superstar. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, Gobert back. I never thought he was gone. I've been watching Minnesota games. I watched him in the beginning. It's just a weird fit, but he was never not hit. He's still go bitch. What's up, Xavier Dawson? He says, do you think we're just resting Wall and Luke because they're in a trade package? Nah, I don't think so. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, Trae Young, baby. Cameron Naselli says, who wins in a 7-game series? Nets or Sixers? Everyone's healthy. I'm going with the Nets. Phoenix Plays Z says, oh, that Hawks game triggered me. SGA sold at the end. Oh, really? Hepatitis See You Later says, I need the Pels to lose so the Lakers can get a better swap. Worst pick. Hopefully it's like the 19th pick. Spence says, Clippers have a golden opportunity to move up. They can't mess around here. Out the standings are too close to slip up. Facts. What's up, Danny Chan? Says, thoughts on the Mike Conley, Lowry, Van Vliet. Mike Conley, absolutely not. You know how much I despise Mike Conley. He can never wear a Clipper uniform, so get him the fuck out of here. He's old. What he'll do is he's going to improve the basketball IQ of the Clippers. He's a great three-point shooter, and he'll still be able to play make a little bit, but he doesn't add that much downhill rim pressure. He's a declining defender. He's old, and he misses games. So I don't want him. We need athleticism. Lowry, absolutely not. Don't want that foul baiter. He's totally declining. Again, same thing with Conley. He'll add smarts, but I just don't want him anywhere near us. The Heat want him gone. And then Van Vliet would be great. I would want him. But if it means Kennard, that's fine. Not Terrence or Nico or Rocco. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, I want Kuzma, Randall, Lowry, SGA in the All-Star game. Kuzma's not going to happen. Lowry, SGA for sure. Maybe Randall. I think Randall should probably be there. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, Reeves, get out of here. Cameron Naselli says, please let's not get rid of Luke. Oh, man, it may be inevitable. Phoenix Plays E says FEV has been back recently. Let's check some other scores before we end it tonight. Damian Lillard, 60 points tonight against the Jazz, and they're neck and neck in the standings. So the Jazz losing is also good for the Lakers. They're now under 500 at 25 and 26. Classic Utah. They're 9 and 17 on the road, but they're 16 and 9 at home. Portland, 23 and 25. Lowry Markkinen at 24. Colin Sexton at 19, but Dame at 60 on 21 for 29 shooting and 9 for 15 from deep and 9 for 10 from the line to go along with 7 rebounds and 8 assists and 3 steals. Oh my fucking God. Damian Lillard is still very much in his prime, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like. Looks like he hadn't skipped a beat. He was just injured last year and the rules in the beginning. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says the LA Raptors versus the LA Wizards. LOL. Phoenix plays. He says Randall will get in over Brunson. I feel you. I think he should too. He also says Scotty Barnes continues to impress me. He's so fucking calm and composed. Career high 11 assists and 1 turnover. Nice. Danny Chan says we should trade Morris. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says Lillard beast. And then the last 2 results of the night, yes, the Warriors beating the Grizzlies, outscoring them in the fourth quarter by 8 points, 32-24. They were up. They won it 122-120. All 5 Grizzlies starters had 10 or more points. John Morant had 29 points and 12 dimes, but he also had 5 turnovers. 10 for 20 from the field, 2 for 7 from deep. Desmond Bane had 20. Steven Adams is going to be out for a couple of weeks, I heard today. Steph Curry had 34 points on 10 of 19 shooting and 4 for 8 from 3 and 10 for 11 from the line. Klay Thompson, 24 points on 9 for 23 shooting, 5 for 10 from 3. Klay, man. And then Jordan Poole, game winner, 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists on 8 for 14 shooting. And Draymond had 8 points, 13 boards, and 7 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks, but also 5 turnovers. The Warriors had 21 turnovers and still won. But the Warriors just look old right now. And I know there's a beef in the front office between Kerr wanting to, he doesn't believe in some of the young guys, doesn't like Wiseman for whatever reason. And he wants to lean more vets. He wants the team to trade the young players and get vet pieces. But, Bob Myers, I think, knows this is the last dance. He knows that Kerr looks fed up. He's probably going to leave after this year. And we might not see Klay Thompson and Draymond Green wearing Warriors jerseys after this season. It's just the solid truth. We'll see. They think they can just go in and flip the switch in the playoffs, but we're just going to have to see about that. And the last one, Toronto with a huge win tonight in Sacramento. That I did not expect. They outscored them 60-44 in the second and third quarter. So we'll take that result all day long. Pascal Siakam with 26 points, 11 boards, and 7 assists to go along with 2 steals and 2 blocks on 11 for 24 shooting. OG Anunoby had 11 points, shot 3 for 6 from deep. Scotty Barnes, 7 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. Fred VanVleet had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals and 2 blocks. And then Gary Trent had 16 points. And also Precious Achiuwa with 19 points off the bench and Chris Boucher with 16 off the bench. So we'll take that all day long. It's crazy because the Kings still shot efficiently, but 19 turnovers, 9 from Sabonis. Oh, my God. That's ridiculous. De'Aaron Fox only had 16 points and Sabonis only had 9. So there you go. Credit to the Raptors. I thought it could be a tough night for De'Aaron Fox. But I'm sorry, not De'Aaron Fox, for Sabonis. But anyway. Oof, people are still in this live, dude. What the hell? That's crazy. That guy Spencer says, you can only praise Dame being loyal to the soil. Cameron Naselli said, Dame time, motherfucker. Phoenix Plays Z says, is Man the permanent starter? Yeah, probably. Cameron Naselli says 70% from the field, only 9 free throws. What are we talking about there? Oh, Lillard? Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says Mavs, Suns, Knicks, Celtics. Who you got? As with every NBA game these days, who's not playing? Before I answer that. Phoenix Plays Z asked, who would you redraft number 1 from 2016? Siakam, Brown, or Ingram? Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram. I know that's probably the hot take considering this season, but that's my favorite. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, I think he has the highest ceiling. Warriors need GP2, Otto, and Toscano. Not okay. GP2 would be nice. Otto Porter's out for the whole year, right? Cameron Naselli says, hey, yo, thoughts on Shannon Sharp versus the Grizzlies? I think it's a little bit much for Shannon Sharp to be getting involved like that on court side, but That is what it is. It's WWE shit. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says Lakers need Clay. LOL. Clay's not the same defender anymore, man. He's not. Whatever Klay Thompson and Draymond Green we get is going to be the dictating factor for the Warriors. Danny Chan says, who has a better chance of the play-in, Jazz or Blazers? I said Blazers before the season. I'm going to stick with it because of Dame. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, Reggie Jackson turns into God mode versus the Lakers. Cameron Naselli says, Blazers ending top 6. Fuck that. No way. Young Baby Key says, Lakers Western Conference Finals. Yeah, sure. Koi102 says, at this rate, there has to be a minimum games played for an All-Star appearance. Maybe. 1 hour, guys. Anything else? You guys are rolling out these comments. Take a look at the standings real quick. It's funny because right now the top 6 in the East is the 6 that I predicted, but it's in a different order. The Celtics are first. I had them third. Actually, no, I had them second. I had the Sixers first. So that they're only, they're 3 games apart. So Sixers are second right now. I had the Bucks third and they're third right now. I had the Nets fourth and they're fourth right now. I had the Heat fifth. They're sixth right now. They're really starting to play well lately, by the way. 7-3 in their last 10 games. Bam Adebayo has been their best player of the season. He's been awesome. Cleveland Cavaliers 29-20, but Donovan Mitchell is going to be out for a couple of games. So you can see them slipping. I had them sixth. They're fifth. And then the Hawks are eighth. I had them seventh. They're 7-3 in their last 10, though. And then eighth, I had the Raptors. They're the only team out of the 10 that I chose to make the play-in that are not in it. The Pacers are there instead. But with Halliburton out, the Raptors, they're making up ground right now, but the Wizards are 11th. The Bulls are 10th. I had them 9th. And the Knicks are 7th. I had them 10th. So the Knicks are actually doing better than expected for me, 26-23. But overall, the East is starting to take shape. The West is a little wacky. I knew the Spurs and the Rockets were going to be the worst 2 teams. I predicted that. No, actually, I had the Rockets 13th. Or did I? Actually, yeah, I did. I thought the Thunder would be 14th because Chet Holmgren was out. But SGA, 7-3 in their last 10 games. They're 11th right now. The Lakers are 13th. I thought that would be Houston. The Blazers are 12th. I thought that'd be Utah. The Utah Jazz are not far behind. I think they'll still finish 12th. Maybe 13th. OKC is 11th. That's where I had Portland. That's where I had Sacramento. That's not going to be right. And then Portland is 12th. I had them 10th. The Warriors right now are 9th, 24-24, and the Wolves are 25-25 and 8th. I had the Wolves 8th. Seventh, I had the Pelicans, but right now it's the Suns. They're 25-24, and the Mavs are 25-24, and the Clippers are now ahead of the Mavs, 26-24. We're 5th, and we're only 1 game back in the loss column of the Pelicans, and we have the same amount of wins. Bro, we're right there. Home court advantage. Here we come. The West is so mid. We're about to get saved. The Grizzlies are on a 4-game losing streak, by the way, so the Nuggets are 2.5 games top the West with a 34-15 record. The Kings are 27-20. The Grizzlies are 31-17, so they still got a good 3.5 game lead over Sacramento. But anyway, Phoenix Plays E says Dame needs to leave Portland, get him to a real team. He needs to want to leave, bro. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says Clippers 2023 champs. June 28, July says, are we near the end to a Warriors dynasty? Yes. Phoenix Plays E says the Bucks are the frauds of the East. Bro, the Bucks are champs. What you mean? Ducey81 says, you think the Lakers make the playoffs? I think they make the play-in. I don't know about the playoffs. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says yes. I think that's the Warriors dynasty. Danny Chan says, do you think the Clippers will ever regret trading Shea? No. Phoenix Plays he said the Raptors are a playoff caliber team. Injuries fucked us over. I hope we tank and make the best out of it. Every team has had injuries, though. I know you guys have been pretty depleted, though, I will say. Like a lot of starters out at once for a bit. That guy Spencer says Clippers can get the 3rd seed before All-Star break or close. We'll be in good shape. We'll be close. I don't think we'll get 3rd seed by the All-Star break. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says Drew Holiday's underrated. Absolutely. Phoenix Plays, he says keyword, they were champs. I don't believe in them at all. Yeah, Middleton hasn't shown he can be healthy. Any last words, guys? Super chats are turned on. Want to drop $1 or a dime? I was thinking of deleting this whole live chat portion of the video, but then I realized because I want it to look shorter for the unique viewers, for people that are seeing me pop up on their feed for the first time. But we talked about so many other teams. I kind of want to leave this just in case I want to reference it in the future. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says Suns are on fire. They'll beat the Mavs. We'll see. I mean, Chris Paul is back, right? And he's playing well lately. Cameron Hasselli says, went to my first Laker game against the Rockets last week. Saw LeBron live for the first time, and Şengün's the future of the Rockets. Nice. Hey, thanks, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Really appreciate that. Phoenix Plays, he says, like, sub, comment for the algorithm. Yes, guys, when this video ends, remember, comment on the video immediately. None of you guys did that except for like one of you last night. Comment on the video directly when it ends so we can keep these algorithms going, keep the engagement going, and keep adding subscribers. We're trying to get to 5K this year. No ands, ifs, or buts. Let's do it. Appreciate you guys, man. Good night. Like and comment. Por favor.